check, check. Okay, so that's what it was. It wasn't gone. Okay. We missed DJ Sean Nice. Ah. You don't miss a good thing until it's gone. Ain't that right? Okay, Derikas, now you acting like Sean Nice. Oh, okay. Mic check. Well, hi, everybody. So we don't have DJ Sean Nice tonight because he hit me up, me and Ken, and he was like, okay, we know what's going on tonight. It starts at 9 o'clock. So he's like, yo, I have a chance to go over and play for all of the people who will be standing in line voting. And I was like, yo, I think you should do that. Because we all know that music makes you feel good and makes you happy. And it's a different time. So I just told him to go do that. I thought that was really dope. And me and Ken was like, yo, just hook our mics up. And we straight.
He slid through, hooked the mics up. And, you know, we salute you, bruh, you know, for what you're doing. Because everybody's playing their part for such a monumental night in history. So, yeah, we salute you, bruh, for what you're doing. And we're proud of you, man.
You look good.
Man, I'm used to getting a bomb, a jingle.
I know.
Some kind of something.
We got to push through.
Yeah, we look like we about to go crash the polls.
You
We
look
gangster.
good, baby.
Stop playing now.
What you got on?
You know.
What are you wearing?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
While we at it, shout out to Paul and Courtney. You know, we've been working on that for a little minute, just trying to find the right relationship. But we have a Taylor Talk clothing sponsor, man. You know, he got swag that fits my character. She's definitely got some amazingly classy pieces.
So classy, y'all.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, sometimes when people send that stuff, I'll be like, okay. But when I went through her page, it was classy. The material is amazing. It's stuff I haven't seen on a lot of boutiques.
Them earrings you have on?
Oh, yeah.
Those are Courtney Mason?
Yes, this dress. I will get back up, but it's hard for me to sit down, hon.
Yeah, we would love for you to do that.
No, thank you. So we see you still on your shenanigans even when Night's not here?
Yeah, me and that chair got a little issue, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
But yeah, man, Paul Daniel, you're going to see some real dope pieces coming on behalf of the Kings. And Courtney Mason is laying out a nice little situation for the Queens. So we're going to have some fun and play. As a matter of fact, we're going to put the tags up there in the ats on one of the pictures so you all can go and check it out, see if it's something you feel like swagging with. And if you use the code Taylor Talk, they've been kind enough to, yeah, they're going to give them 10% off the rip anytime they use Taylor Talk. No S on the end. You know, we black people like to put an S on. It's like
Talk.
polices, ambulances.
You saying that because that's what we say in High Point?
Yeah, I was saying we, so I didn't single you out.
But I know y'all don't say that.
Not in Gastonia. 321, what's cracking?
Yeah, we say police is so wrong.
It be one officer out there. Y'all see the police?
Y'all see them police out there?
Well.
Hey.
See, that S creates
Big
anxiety.
ups to High Point. You know what I mean?
Seems like it's more than what it is. That
it
S
produces great things.
You know,
Look at me.
Yes, Lord.
Sitting here.
Great things.
Yes, Lord.
I have not seen. Ear have not heard.
Y'all, listen, today is a crazy day. I've told Ken I feel, is there anybody else like watching that feels just the weight of the world today? Like heavy, a little heavy? I know the women do because we feel everything. It's just different times. And I just told Ken, I was like, I just feel different. So we wanted to come on and continue to just do our Taylor Talk. Drop a couple of nuggets. I hope everybody got out and voted. And I've heard a lot, and I'm gonna let you do your thing. I've heard a lot of young people, and a lot of people say this, and I felt the same way. So I'm gonna stand and be very honest tonight. At first, I was like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm straight. This was in the very beginning because I just see a lot of stuff when it comes to politics. The first person I voted for ever was Obama. And at first I was going to be really, really lazy. But then when I sit back and I started seeing certain things that I didn't like, and everybody has their own thing that they like and thing that they don't like. But I was just like, I think maybe my vote will help. It will help. So let me get out, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to vote because my one vote could change some things. There's just a lot of things on there. I'm just like, whoa, I don't like that. I don't like that. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. So we actually voted together. And it was my king's first time voting.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important. I heard a lot of young people say, I'm not voting because we don't think it makes a difference, or we don't think. But I just think with all that's going on, and everybody on here has been seeing all that's going on, I just think we should, even if you say you're never going to do it again, which I think, to each his own, but this is a time where we should have really gotten out and voted, because I think that one vote just really, really counts.
Facts. And, we did the post the other day, my first time voting. Tonight won't be the night, but at the right time I'll share the totality of my testimony. But during the course of my life, starting at the age of 16 till the time I turned 30, I did 17 years probation. I had a lot of close calls, man. Spent a lot of time in jail, but I avoided prison. I was just the type person, I was like, guilty, I did it. I'm not going to waste your time, crank that jury. Just give me a deal. I'll plead guilty. Let's just rock it. But I didn't have the opportunity to vote. And for me, it was a very powerful moment. And I'm going to end like this so we can cook. I was talking to one of my brothers, no need to name. But he was like, I'm not voting. I said, okay, respect. I respect any man's decision. I said, I respect your decision. I said, just know for the next 4 years, don't complain. Don't complain about your health care. Don't complain about job opportunities. Don't complain about any kind of legal formalities, anything regarding the prisons. Like, just be silent, because if you don't want to voice your voice for that 2 hours out of the day, it's going to take you to do it. Maybe even less. We were in and out. Like, we went to the hood. We were in and out. If you don't want to make that 2-hour sacrifice, then for the next 4 years, just tuck it in. Bite your tongue, bite your lip. Put some salt and pepper on it, whatever it takes. But silence is agreement. I was always taught that. Silence is agreement. So if you don't speak for a thing or against a thing, then you can be positioned wherever society wants to put you. And so I refuse to just be in agreement with certain things. And so therefore I voiced my vote by going out there. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of any other felon who went out there and risked it, because it's a lot of loopholes out there. I heard some of a brother going and trying to register to vote, and that he wasn't able to vote, and they tried to send that dude back to prison. Like, that's how real it is, just to go vote. He got out. The brother wanted to go cast his vote just like me. And I'm going to be honest, I might have had the opportunity to vote when Obama was in office, but I was scared just like that brother, because if you go and you sign something, that's a legal document. And if it comes back, any of your information is not correct, if you're not familiar with all your paperwork, they have legal grounds to send you back to prison, like they trying to do that, brother. Shout out to Sean King. He's always keeping up on that stuff. But so, yeah, it's a very important thing. And if it wasn't, they wouldn't be trying to send this brother back to prison just for trying to go and voice his one little check. That's insane. That's how important it is, and that's the weight of why we're here. And we're going to get right into it, because this thing was designed to communicate a message that we believe is very important, and is really the most important thing. No matter the outcome of tonight's election, the question we came here tonight to ask the Taylor Talk Nation is, whose report will you believe?
Come on, somebody.
There comes a time in this walk of faith when God allows every believer to be touched and impacted by one common thorn of affliction. Whether you observe the Sabbath or attend services on Sunday, the goal is to become more equipped for such a time as this. Regardless of the results that are being tallied up tonight, nothing changes the fact that God's grace and mercy is brand spanking new every single morning that we rise. Tomorrow morning is no exception to this eternal truth and promise. For God is not like man that he would lie. So, are we truly in this world but not of this world? Have we truly graduated from the milk that is served during our infant stages of salvation and can now be found able to chew on the meat of acceptance found in rendering to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, but granting nothing on this earth to have permission to blind us from God's promises? But wait a minute. We all know that on this platform we speak the truth, even when it hurts or when it's uncomfortable. Because if we are not careful, we will allow social media, negative experience at the polls, and the fear and anxiety of others to rob us of that promised peace that is designed to surpass all understanding. We fail when we think, speak, and move in fear regarding who will be elected, and then turn to God afterward with our leftover remains of trust and confidence in the Lord.
Come on, man.
Though they did not list his name on the ballot, God should always be our first selection, because we are warned in James 1:6-8, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For one that wavers is like the wave of the sea driven back and forth from the wind and tossed left and right. For let that man not think he shall receive anything from the Lord, because a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So in closing, we are live here tonight because we refuse to allow any political outcome to distract us from doing what we were created, called, and capable to do. We could have rescheduled tonight's talk, but that would have had no impact on tonight's decision that will be made, and that's exactly what we're here to encourage each and every one of you to determine within your heart and mind to continue being bold and zealous toward the desires of your heart, because at the end of the day, we are forever blessed. We are forever chosen. We are forever called to something greater than any presidency can decide or forfeit. Let's talk about it.
Are the bombs?
Oh yeah, nice would have had it like Al Qaeda up in this joint.
Oh, you killed that.
That's
you
real
dropped
talk.
Some, yeah.
That's real talk.
Yeah. I really like what you were saying. Just basically, like, you know, even though he wasn't on the ballot,
he's the first selection.
Come on, somebody.
Put too much faith in these people, forgetting how God came down and made Nebuchadnezzar crawl and eat grass like an animal, but it was all to wake up the children of Israel to call us back to righteousness. So sometimes people are put in position so that God can lead and guide us to a place that we have strayed away from. We're not here to talk about politics tonight. We're here to talk about the kingdom.
Come on.
Because Matthew 8:22 said, Christ said, follow me and let the dead bury their own dead. So, Queen, how are you planning to protect your spirit and energy regardless of the pending outcome of tonight's decision?
I'm glad you asked.
That's how we doing it tonight.
What I say to you in the bathroom tonight, what I was going to do after this.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Well, I probably did say that too. But what did I say I'm going to do after Taylor Talk tonight? I'm going to go in. What are my favorite things, man?
Go in there and play your singing bowls
I'm
and
going to
meditate.
play my singing bowls. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to read. I may look in and out on, you know, what's going on. But I'm going to read the truth. I'm going to get in the book. I'm going to get in the book. I've been enjoying getting in the book. DJs, what was the Bible that, get your mic. You don't want your mic tonight? You want some different stuff? What's the Bible that you just got?
NIV.
The NIV. He comes sending me pictures. I'm like, okay, D. He'll FaceTime me. Look, I'm reading. I'm all, okay. But I get excited about that. We get excited about that because, you know, again, we were raised in church. We love God. But we for me, I can only speak for myself, went to church every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now I'm just now coming to the understanding. So for me, getting into the book tonight is going to help me, basically everything you just said, to remind myself of who the true president, who the true king is. You know what I mean? And that's gonna keep me from, because we see a lot. I've seen a lot today, just riding, going over to Darika's shop, riding back. I went to the post office for the first time today. Second time.
Woo-hoo.
That was good. Okay, Ken had the heaviest box ever that I carried out.
Will be the day you go,
What?
right? Yeah, I be trying to tell you, man.
I'm trying to change, but I went to the post office, and just during my ride, I got to see a lot. I think you know what I mean. A lot of signs, a lot of energy out there. So for me, it will be getting in my book tonight.
I love that. Like, let nothing deter you from your flow and what you do. Like, as far as me, I've decided that I'm going to sit still and know that he is God. I'm not going to do with the rest of the world, and they're going to react. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to see how they react, and I'm going to calculate how I'm going to respond for me and my family. Regardless who gets in office, I'm going to figure out a way to navigate. I'm going to protect our assets. I'm going to protect us from any physical harm. I'm going to protect us from any loss regardless, because no matter who goes in office, there are going to be some pros, there's going to be some cons. My duty as a leader and a head of this family is to make sure that no matter who's there, that I protect us from anything negative, and I make sure that we take advantage and extract everything that's positive. And that's it. And we're going to ride it out. You know, that's our main focus. And echo what you said. Sometimes if we spend as much time in the scriptures as we do on Instagram, and if we did as much time praying as we do gossiping, our perspective would change, and then we would look outwardly and see something different. Matter of fact, first we would look inside of ourselves, see something different so that we can navigate, and at least the world that is around us, our circle of concern, would be impacted in a positive light. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of the blind leading the blind out here, and it's not an attack. It's just about us as believers. What do you believe? If we can be swayed by a presidency, if we can be swayed by politics, then what are we rooted in? Because the first institution of government is the kingdom of God.
I'm bringing on it. Listen, could you imagine if all of us who are watching this and everybody that's in this room would be at around 12, 1 o'clock? Because they don't normally announce to like around that time, right?
That thing should be on pay-per-view.
Could you imagine if we all were somewhere on our knees praying other than celebrating popping a bottle? Because I've heard some people today was like, I already got my bottle. I was just sitting on the phone like, okay.
No doubt.
All right. Could you imagine if we were all just somewhere basically celebrating God, the King?
Negativity comes so easy. Okay, placing each candidate aside and our personal opinions about either one of them, what are your greatest concerns regarding our country and the outlook ahead?
I think my thing is, me and Dorikas was watching a movie the other day. What was the name of the Dorikas? The movie with Jill Scott. Basically, it was about poetry and rap, and how poetry and rap, you know, are different or the same. And it was a good movie. Jill Scott did her thing. But there was this girl who got up, and her poem, she was just talking about black people. And she was talking about how, like, we got to put our gloves down but pick our gloves up. It was how she was spitting, and she was basically talking about we've got to come more wiser and understand, I say this just about every Tuesday, whose we are, and begin to walk in that. Because if we begin to walk in that, it does not matter what they say. And that's my only concern, is that whoever gets in, I don't want us to get relaxed and get comfortable and say, oh, okay, well, if such and such, at least such and such did win and this person won, so now I think that we've got to continue to soldier up in a classy way, in a different way, and educate ourselves and understand whose we are, and continue to build our communities, our businesses, you know, putting the right people in place, putting the right people in place so that we can continue to build. I just don't want us to get complacent.
I feel the same way. Like my biggest concern, regardless who's elected, is that we're gonna put down our fist of black excellence and put back on our blindfolds of black ignorance. It's really motivating and energizing to chase after the pursuit of something great for your people when you have a target, when you have something that creates negative energy, whether it's hate or racism or whatever the case may be. Now your agenda has a face. But when you remove the face, now it's just you in the mirror. And we as a people have a tendency at times to become very complacent, very stagnant, very procrastination as it relates to advancement. And I think that's my biggest concern, is that if things move and we have somebody new, does that change the mission? Does that change the agenda? Does it right the wrongs? Do we go back into a place of comfort and familiarity and get back to our lustful desires and our wasteful mentality with our resources and our self-hate, self-disrespect? Our agenda should have a face, and it should look like one of our own. It shouldn't have to be something that's opposite of us and something that ignites and incites us It should be enough to look in the mirror and want to change. It should be enough to look at my wife and my kids and my brother and my elders and my community and brothers that are homeless and women that are abused. That should be enough to incite even greater motivation than racism. Because when the racism is removed, what is your motivator? Or do you stop like we did in 64 when we got our civil rights and we was like, that's good enough because it's better than what we had, but it's still not enough. That's what concerns me. It's when you remove the face of our ambition and our anger and our energy, what do we put back there? If we haven't been able to dig within ourselves and enough being enough. Enough should be enough to be able to move us forward into the next chapter of our life. That's what concerns me the most, is I feel like we're going to end up doing some moonwalking, and that's scary to me.
So if you're listening, don't moonwalk. if you, no, I'm serious. You've got sons, you've got nephews, you've got daughters, you've got nieces, you've got uncles, you've got, like, once you come into the understanding, sit down and have this conversation with them. Talk about it. Let's not go backwards. Let's keep going forward, because once we break that wall down, they know what's up.
That just made me think about something else off topic. Like, what message are we sending to our children and our future leaders? Are we teaching our young men and our young women that voting is not important? Because, see, when we're old and our Social Security is at stake and our retirement is at stake and our communities are at stake, we're gonna have an expectation for leaders to rise up, but we're training the leaders right now. And we're not training them by what we're saying. We're training them by how we're demonstrating. Yeah. So if you are a mother and you're a father and you didn't lead your kid to the poll, you're basically writing their future out for them. And that's not going to be a good look. That's not going to be a good look. So we have a responsibility, and we have to be accountable to the demonstration that we're portraying in front of our children, because that's what they're going to mirror more than anything else. It's not going to be what I saw on TV, what I read. It's going to be what I saw my mama. I saw my daddy. That's why we had Dallas there with us.
Dallas was with us. He felt like he had voted. He was so excited.
I put him right on my lap. I said, come here. He over there playing with his toy. I said, no, come here. I want you to see this. And I explained to him why voting for me was so important and the mistakes that I had made and how I lost that right, but how I fought to get it back, and then I exercised it. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be etched in his mind, because I put a story with it. Like, he had a full understanding of what it was about, and he got to see the pictures being taken and all of that good stuff. Will he choose his own path? Correct. But we hope that we've dropped enough seeds in him and Trey and Zion to where they'll walk with the level of integrity and responsibility that we are walking with right now. So what are you teaching your children? Or all they hearing you do is cuss and fuss about Trump or criticize Biden, but what are they seeing you demonstrate? That's what's going to echo in their minds more than anything else that's taking place out here in society. We are a praying couple. And sometimes people may look at us as unbreakable, but we're not. They may look at us and say, how have we been able to thrive the way we have in COVID and make it through what we made it through? Is because we pray. The power found in prayer works inwardly before it manifests outwardly. Prayer realigns things because it changes your perspective in the way that you view the world around you, helping you to see his light more clearer, especially concerning the things that we cannot change. So, Queen, as we close this piece and open it up, what words of advice would you offer to women who in this moment may be carrying anxiety, panic, fear, dread, all of those negative attributes in this moment? If you had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with one of those ladies, because I love how you've been postured through this whole thing. Like, this ain't an act. Like, you've been postured just like this. What would you say to her?
I know, because everybody be like, I hear you saying trust God, you know, but I think it's all about how you want, you know, you got to want it. You got to really, really want that peace. You got to really, really want that to continue to have that joy within your home because it is so much going on. Having an 8-year-old, having a 19-year-old, and a very nice looking husband, you have to really want that, because remember last week I believe I was saying all I want is to bring peace and joy and love to my family. And so for me, I have to find certain things that give me that. If I feel like too much TV or too many shows that I'm watching is downloading a bunch of negative energy, like how you can watch a movie or you can watch your favorite reality show and you leave out and you want to talk to your husband about something that happened like 2 years ago, and that energy come back up and you mad because they was mad on the TV. I have to watch things when I know I can watch it. You know what I mean? Just like I'm a dreamer. So Ken will tell you, Derikas will tell you, I can't really watch a lot of scary movies because it interferes with my dreams. So I find things that make me, that help me stay calm. Prayer is the number one thing. Incense, I burn incense. I play a lot of instrumentals, jazz instrumentals, or we play meditation music around the house, or we'll type in FKJ or Masego, or just musical people who allow the instruments to sing. And this way I don't have a lot of words coming at me when I've already got a lot up here that I'm trying to mentally, you know what I'm saying? So, and I have to get my time as well. As a woman, I have to get my time away from Ken. I have to get my time away from the kids. And so I use that time wisely, whether that is getting my nails and my feet done or going to the little place where we soak. That's our new spot. Just any little thing, sitting out in the back and reading, playing my singing bowls. You have to just find things that keep you from all the stuff that's going on right now, because women carry it a lot more than the men. So you got to want it, because some people, which this goes back to some of our other Taylor Talks, some people, they like that drama. They kind of like that. They kind of like that, I don't like that at all. So I fight for peace. I fight for joy, and I make sure that there's nothing but light in this house. And I watch certain things, whether it is Ayanna Van Zett, whether it is Sarah Jakes, or whether it is anything that's like gonna download good energy and give me a great message. The guy that I posted the other day, Keon Henderson, he was doing like a Bible study, and oh my God, he was dropping so much good stuff that I was just like, okay, this is good. I want to share this with the world. So you just have to find those things and fight and push through. You got to push through, because you can't just like rub a bottle and a genie will come out. And, if you pick up your Bible and realize that everybody in the Bible had a story and they had a fight. So get used to the ring. Get used to putting your gloves on. Get used to the fight, but figure out, strategize how you can fight a little easier than you did the day before. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is. So you just have to push your way through and figure out what's good for you, what you like, and do those things on a daily to keep your mind stayed on him. Because I believe because we've done that, doors have been opening for us left to right, because we haven't lost our faith. We haven't sat around and been poor mouthing. You know what I mean? We haven't done anything. And even though every day ain't peachy cream, we still just keeping our eyes stayed on him. And so that's my thing. And somebody may say, well, that ain't good enough. Well, that's all I got. That's all I have. And those of you who know me and know my story, I sit around sometimes and think about all of that, just on the time that I have. And I'll be like, dang, ooh, you made it through some stuff, girl. And I would say this: trust a person that's been through some stuff. If a person ain't never been through nothing, then you can't trust them. But I'd rather sit and talk to somebody who's been through some things, because then I know you must be saying something right. Because if you made it through that, and you here right now, and you looking cool, you straight, all right, give me some more nuggets, because I'm in that situation when you were down there. I'm in that situation. I need your help. So trust and believe. If I'm sitting here telling it to you, it can be done. You've got to fight for it. That's it. That's all.
I mean, just to tap on your joint, like you said, somebody that's been through. Be careful that you don't take advice from somebody who's really still in it. Like, I want to see your full demonstration because suffering can manifest in different ways. So, yeah, you conquered that. But that right there is whooping your tail. And you should be able to apply the same principles and the same demonstration over here so you truly haven't mastered it. I'll give you an example. Like, okay, yeah, might not be in the streets the way I used to, but if you still losing your cool, if you still losing your temper, you truly haven't overcome. You just been able to, put some drapes over these more bright and more visible situations, but their root is still there. So just a little warning for the men. It's just time to be men. It's time to raise up and lead and be in a position to suffer for something that has purpose. And if a man is found with anxiety, fear, panic, then that means that you are trying to figure out how you gonna do it. You're trying to figure out what's within your strength and what's within your understanding and what's with the capital one, what's in your wallet. But God says, trust in the Lord with all thy strength and lean not on thy own understanding, but acknowledge him in all thy ways and he would direct your path. We have to apply these scriptures as men, man. We love to quote them because it sounds philosophical and it's attractive to women in church. But when you're going through things like this, because everybody's going to be impacted differently, be clear. We are thankful we were blessed through COVID because going into COVID, we was like, everything shut down. All my speaking engagements around the country got shut down. The stage got shut down. The Ricus and the product, we all took a hit, a pause. But we trusted in God with all of our strength. We acknowledged him in all of our business deals and all of our relationships. And he has directed our path. He points us towards success and sustainability and provision. So this ain't just something that we up here kicking. Like, this is something we get tested on. And we know more tests are going to come. But, man, you have to set the tempo. If I know something's going on, first thing my wife going to do is just look at me real quick. And I need to be sitting there like this. Like, what's good? If I'm over there like, girl, oh God, what you think? That's not leadership. That's not leadership because your wife and your that's a fact. You gonna look at me, Kendall, and I'm like, what, babe? You have to be that sense of calm. Like, you really are supposed to represent Christ in your home. And other than when he turned those tables over in the temple, he was always chill. Even when he was going to be led to the cross, man, and he was in the garden, sweating blood and asking for that cup to pass from him, he was still in a position of being anchored and grounded in the truth that God is still God no matter what. He knew he couldn't handle that. He knew he didn't want it. Be clear, saints. He didn't want to die for our sins. This ain't something he signed up for like, yo, let's get this cross popping. Bring them nails. Nah, man. He was like, please, let this cup pass from me. He had a moment of weakness. He came down with the understanding of what his assignment was. He told Peter and them, man, certain things have to happen. I have to be led, to the cross. I have to die in order for the full manifestation to come. He didn't want that. He didn't want that. But even in that moment of divine and heavenly and earthly weakness that were combined and compounded on him at the same time, he said, thy will be done. So in any situation you face, King, if that cup can't pass from you and the serenity prayer ain't getting you through, Lord, grant me the strength to change the things I can't, understand and know the things I can't, whatever. I lean more on the scriptures. Then remember that piece right there, man, that the rock that from which you're supposed to be standing on, that cornerstone, also had a weak moment, but he surrendered. So if the thing we're standing on surrendered, men, that's what it is. Men have a problem surrendering. That's why we don't show up when it comes to certain things in ministry. That's why we're hesitant to speak about the things of God, because we like to do things in our own power. Now's a great time to surrender. And I say it all the time, my most powerful position as a king is on my knees. It's on my knees before my Father.
I'm going to bounce off of you just said how Christ still stayed calm. He didn't want to go through what he went through. But he still stayed calm. And so in this time of COVID, in this time of elections, in this time just with so much going on, we have to, you gotta tap into that calmness. You have to, because and say, as Christ said, thy will be done. A lot of stuff happens intentionally. God, it's a necessary thing that God allows to happen. What happens is we start to get distracted by the news, by social media, by what we hear. We're panicking. We're this. Oh my God. But if you just stop, dig in your book, get on your knees, talk to him, everything that you just said about Christ, I just was sitting over here like, yo, that's what we're going through. That's what we're dealing with. We don't nobody want COVID. We didn't want any of this to happen. Take this cup away from us. We don't want it. But thy will be done. Which goes back to I want a husband, I want a wife, I want a business, I want a da-da-da-da-da. Let thy will be done. Posture yourself as Christ postured himself. And watch God begin to open up doors. I think it was a woman last week was like, I'm tired of hearing that. But we was just like, she was talking about relationship. And I was like, well, we going to say it again.
I think God don't get tired of half the stuff we bring to him.
I know
It's like if Dallas come in here and say, Pops, can I have a piece of paper? I'm like, yo, thank you for asking before you go in my office. Go ahead and help yourself out. Mm-hmm. You come ask me again, I'm going to be like, the first time didn't hit it. If you come ask me again, I'm irritated. Sometimes we have to accept, man, God heard your prayer the first time, but we just not ready for what we've asked for, or it's not a part of his grand design for our destiny. Yeah. But we keep asking him, Lord, please. He like, I said no the first time.
Mike Epps did a joke. It was 2 jokes that he did when he was talking about your problems, and somebody threw the problems in there.
Yeah.
I loved how he broke that down. And then he was talking about how he was like, God came in with all the angels and was like, can you believe somebody just asked me for some rims today? And I started laughing because I was like, but you know what? We do be.
That's the stuff we asked for.
Lord, I got a new car. I just want some rims on it. I just want some stuff that, doesn't make any sense. So I do believe God be like, yo, stop wasting my time. Come to me and not asking me for things, but worship your way through things and allow me to give you what I want to give you in your life. Allow me to let anything that's going to happen tonight. I got my hand in it. I'm still God.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
I'm Alpha and Omega. I'm the beginning and the end. I created this thing. Yeah, I am God. Not. Everything that's happening is a necessary thing. You just got to put on your spiritual eyes and put on your spiritual ears so you can see your way through and hear your way through it.
And I know we here because of, the great debate. Shout out to Denzel. But, and I'm going to kick it to Deborah because men, if you're looking for a wife, man, just do an audit of yourself and make sure that you carry the spirit of a husband. Because a lot of people want that thing outwardly, but you don't possess what's required inwardly. Being a husband and a wife is no joke. Like when I say that, it's funny. And it's comical, it's catchy, but I'm a full-grown husband, meaning I've had to go through the fire of understanding what that means to be a husband to a black queen. So if you're looking for a man, you're looking for a woman, make sure you're carrying the spirit of a wife and the spirit of a husband while you're asking God for these things, because he may be identifying something in you that you think is okay or you think is hidden and he can't see it, and that's what's preventing you from walking in the level of companionship that you desire.
And I'm going to say this for the women. Understand that when that man comes into your life, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to, every man that comes in your life think he brings you everything. Let him have those little moments. But understand that he didn't start off like this. We could have separated and went different ways several times.
Many a day.
But as I had to go down on my knees and begin to ask God to do certain things and show us certain things and teach me how to do certain things and continue to build him. So understand it's not, I think we want the flowers, the roses, the out to eat, It's going to come with some rocky nights, because as God is steady building your king to be who he desire him to be, he's coming from something to get somewhere. Just like he's steady working on us. It's a little different though with women. We're honest, we're open, we tell it, we give it our girlfriends, we talk, we go to the counselor, but some men are very strong and tough and they don't really believe in all of that stuff.
Don't run up on me like that.
So just understand that when he comes, get suited and booted so that you can continue to call him out, to call him up. That was a topic that we had, wasn't it?
That's a fact.
I'll be remembering.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
I'll be remembering.
I know. What's up, Derricus?
Guys, hey guys.
Hey, we can't miss but about one. If we ain't got the Rigas or nights, we might just have to postpone the party, bro, because I ain't getting on the ones and twos.
Y'all looking good tonight. Y'all got on y'all black power.
Yeah, we a gangster.
Was this planned?
Actually, no.
No, you know what? A lot of the stuff me and Ken do don't be playing, and I be like, babe, we matching. He be like, oh, yo.
Yeah.
But we did, I've been talking to Courtney. He's been talking to Paul.
Yeah.
And so they just send us a lot of nice things, and I came out in this, and you do look good.
For me,
baby.
it was, I'm going to have to put the air conditioner on before I come out here, because one of them sweaters, I was over there melting. Like, that sweater was hard, though. I got you coming, Paul, but we got to have the AC on.
That one's hard. You look sexy.
Man, I tell you what.
Just keep it all on. Keep it on.
Y'all know she playing with the right one now.
Keep it on, baby.
Do they got to be in love every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday, my.
Yes. That 5-finger discount.
So first question. A little earlier, y'all talked about being a role model. I'm gonna make this a twofold question. The first part of it is, can you guys speak to that mom or to that father that feel like I'm a single parent, and right now I just don't feel like I have the energy to be the best role model?
Oh, you ain't got no other choice. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. But that's an area you got to soldier up to and fight your way through. You know what I mean? Because I have a 19-year-old that's been a couple of times I want to knock her block off. Who did that joke too? Mike Epps.
He said, I try to knock her between that washer and dryer. She thinks she grown in here because she got some.
Zion laughed at that because she was like, that is so you, mommy.
Yeah, Tasha got hands, y'all. I'm trying to tell
quiet.
you, boy.
Well, listen, we trying the best we can to be. We talked about a little bit of that too. Was it last week or the week before? Where I think it was a young person asked, how do I go to my mom and them to tell them they wrong or da-da-da-da-da. And so I was just saying, like, as parents, we have to understand that we don't do everything right. We're all learning. We're learning, like, being a parent doesn't come with a handbook. And especially if you're a parent and you're dealing with things from your childhood or from your past that you still haven't worked through. Because when you had your child, you was about to start, and then, here comes the baby. And now all your money and now all your time goes to them. And so I would just say this. It's called patience. You got to have that patience with your kids, because I know you want to knock them between the washing machine and the dryer. I know sometimes you want to say, I don't even want my kids no more.
Set them out by the mailbox with a nice little change of clothes and a Lunchable.
I don't even want them no more. But they're yours. And they were assigned to your life for a reason. Children are gifts. And if God gave you that child, you've just got to figure it out. It's like playing a game of chess. Figure out what pieces you need, who you need on your team, who's your village. If you still have your mother and your father, speak to them, get some advice. Ask them, like, Mom, was I like da-da-da-da? What did I do? You know what I mean? Because it's a generational thing sometimes that we don't like to accept it. And some people say, I don't believe in all that, but it's true. It just passes down. I look at Zion sometimes, and she takes my shoes. Only thing she won't take is my Chanel bags, because she knows. But she takes my shoes, she takes my clothes. And my mama was like, you can't get mad. And I was like, why? She was like, because you used to do the same thing to me. And so even though that's like a little light, funny thing, it can get deeper. Yeah. There's a lot of other deeper things that may be going on with your children. But I will say this to you guys, and I promise you I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Give it to God. Give it to God. Don't amp on them. If you feel like you need to knock them between the washing machine and the dryer, or they disrespect you, knock them. That's just my opinion.
I'm gonna say this real quick for the men. I think that we have to start raising these real sons in real life in real time. I think if you're in a position where you don't feel motivated to be a role model or something to look up to, why not share that too? Like too many times we as men, we don't allow our sons to see our vulnerability or our weakness, and so we grow up only knowing how to express masculinity in a toxic manner, that toxic masculinity. But how beautiful of a thing would it be to be like, son, I'm just stressed out right now. Got a lot of pressure on me. It's not you, but like I'm gonna pull through this thing because I'm gonna do it for you, and then watch you rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I'm telling you from experience, the last time I got locked up and I was in jail and I came home, I lost everything. I was sleeping on my mother's floor when I started my trucking company. And when I would get my son, I used to have to borrow my mom's car to go down to the gas store to get my son and ask my mom for money to feed my son. It was humbling, and my son used to sleep on that floor with me. But my son watched me stand back to my feet. My son watched me build my business, and one day he came home from summers in college, and he would work in my company, so on and so forth. And he has so much respect and admiration for me because he saw me on my back. He watched me get on my knees. He watched me get on all fours, and then he watched me stand as a man, and that taught him something. So it was involuntary on my end because it wasn't the best situation. I didn't choose it. But sometimes as men, when you don't feel that way, let him see who you really are so he'll know not to cop out and not to quit and not to abort the mission every time something don't go his way, because all you showed him was success. Show him what it's like, man, to have, pain and anger and frustration and silence, so he'll know how to process through it when he goes through it as a man, as all us men have to do. Salute.
You can, again, that wash machine that dry. I'm just playing. I ain't never had to beat my kids, ever.
Same here.
I ain't never had to.
Yeah.
I mean, I just tell them, I just give them
Same
that
here.
one look.
Well, they know, like.
They always think I'm mad, though.
Me
I
too.
always think I'm.
No, I'm just kidding.
You are, you know what?
Yeah, the Rica's laughing. You
Boy,
too,
bye.
Dorikas. You want to go half on this?
Boy, bye.
What nice with the bombs at?
Good, next question.
You feisty. You spicy, though.
So let's flip this question. I think it was Patti LaBelle that sung this song. I've been looking around, but you was here all the time. I've been looking around, but you were here all the time. Yeah.
Was that the remix with Too Short? Nah, you know I'm going to throw some thug in there. I don't know nothing about
Like, wait, Patty had a song with Too Short?
my bad, bro.
But yeah, it was I've been looking around, but you've been here all the time. And it made me think about something. And I'm flipping this question from the kid's perspective. And y'all can see where I'm going with this. It wasn't until I became an adult, really, that I really realized that my mom was my real hero. Her working hard. The many times that I took for granted that she was putting water in a ketchup bottle to scratch it to make spaghetti. Have we lost what a real role model is? Have we ever, because I think the definition of a role model has changed so much. And now we see cars, we see monies, we see big house, we see so many other things. Like, what is a real role model?
For me, and I'm going to let you see, a real role model for me is what my mother was for me, and my father too. They were go-getters. They made sure we had a roof over our head when we didn't have heat. Like my mama, did your mom ever do this, turn the stove on? Okay. When you have lights, she lit the candles up. I always talked about sometimes we didn't have a whole lot of groceries, but we ate, and it probably was like we had grits every night, but we had grits with bacon, grits with bologna, grits with eggs, and we ate every day. That's a real role model for me. I remember my father was out on the truck because my dad used to drive long distance, and we didn't have no food, and it was snowing outside. And my mom, and I'm the same way, if it's snowing outside, that means there's some black ice somewhere. We ain't driving. And the high point we had got like a lot of snow. And so my mother put on her clothes. She put on 2 pair of pants, like a bunch of socks, put on about 3-4 coats. And I remember standing at the door crying because I didn't want her to leave. I was like, yo, I don't want you to go out in the snow. She told my brother, she's like, y'all stay here. My mother walked to the grocery store. The grocery store probably was like 10, 15 minutes away. She walked back with the groceries in her hand.
Salute the Diane.
It's moments like that. And you're right, Derek. It's like because we see so much now on social media that we feel like our life, if it ain't like this, then we ain't got nothing. But sometimes I miss those old times. I miss those times because those were the times where we really, really laughed. Those were the times where we, you know what I mean, where we were together with our family. If we ain't had no cable, no TV, we made our own TV show right there in the living room. We made each other laugh. We missed that. We're missing out on that. And to me, that's what a true role model is. Yeah, salute. Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, shout out to the moms, man. We've lost role models and replaced them with idols.
Come on. Come on.
We've lost our role models and we replaced them with idols. And some of it's our fault. Trying to be too much of a friend to our children than parents. Giving them everything that they want because we're looking at everything that we didn't have. But me and my wife talk about this all the time. It's the things that we didn't have that gave us the thick skin, that gave us the spirit of perseverance and determination, that allowed us to always be able to say, I've been through worse times. Our kids not really going to be able to say, I remember when I didn't have nothing, or I remember when I had to struggle. None of our kids, from Trey being the oldest down to Dallas, have gone without almost everything that they've ever wanted. We've lost our role models and replaced them with idols because in our life now it's 0 to 100. There's no in between. Either you ain't worth nothing and you a piece of ish, or you're successful and you're flying the world because of these filters and these facades and these labels and this nonsense that nobody just wants to be authentic. And I think that's the very thing why we have the audience that we have, is because we're being authentic. We ain't trying to sit up here every single moment and hang a bag right here and then flash this and flash that. Like, yeah, we like nice things and do a great bit of work and contribution to receive those things, but we haven't lost our humility. And I don't know any other better way to say it, and I don't want to water it down, but I believe we have lost our role models because everybody's focusing on these idols. And as I said earlier, we don't want to show any sign of weakness, any sign of loss, any sign of struggle. We just want to show success and say we got it out the mud. And that's a lie. Yeah. But shout out to my mom, man. Hurricane Hugo came through, and it turned Gastonia upside down. And I remember we were driving somewhere up on Union Road or something, and we couldn't get further down, and she had on these little moccasins, and she tied some plastic bags around her feet, and we walked together. Like, she was like, because it was just the mom and the boys, but, you know, she did a thing, man. We would come home, and the toilet be done fell through the bottom floor into the basement, or we had that one furnace that we had to light with a match, and Robbie would always try to sit in front of it with his cover and block it, and, you know, she made it work. She would work throughout the week. And then on the weekend, we go to the flea market, and she'd sell little figurines, or she would sell La Rome, or she did Avon, or Mama would sell something. Yeah. Brownies. Mama gonna sell something and make a hustle, man. So shout out, man, to the real black moms out there.
Mothers in the whole
and the black dads that's doing it. I know you get overlooked, you know, just because it's almost like an epidemic in our community of fathers not being there. But for the fathers, because there are fathers out there who have their kids. I know some. They have the kids. The mom is strung out. The mom is abandoning them. So shout out to just real parents just making whatever sacrifice so that your kids can have what they need, man. Salute.
Those were the good times, though, man. Now that we started talking about it, I'm just like, yo, I'll never forget the Barino family. We had a raggedy bus. It was so raggedy. My dad, if you're watching, you know that bus was raggedy. But we would travel and go sing. And we would always end up on the side of the road. But let me tell you something. That was the best singing when we would end up on the side of the road. My daddy would leave, and one of the musicians would leave, go try to find somebody to help us fix. Man, we used to be getting it on that bus. The good times.
Yeah.
I just thought about that. I had my best times on the raggedy bus. I've been on a lot of tour buses, but that raggedy bus, boy, we had some good times.
That's dope.
Yeah. Big ups, Dad.
OG.
I had messed my mic up.
Yeah, I don't want you to touch mine ever again.
God, it's like so much lipstick on it. Ain't no lipstick on your mic.
Yeah, I'm going to stop. Right.
Okay, so this is my last thing for tonight.
Okay.
So we know that tonight, in the morning, or whenever, things are going to go one way or the other. I'm going to say these lyrics, and I just want... No, it's not a trick. You'll know these lyrics.
Say, I'm leaning on my best partner. I don't know no lyrics
It's
other
not
than
a-
Nipsey Hussle.
It's not a trick. These words, just listening to the whole conversation tonight, these lyrics came to mind, and I'm going to read these lyrics, and then y'all can do y'all closing remarks based off of these lyrics.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Standing here, not knowing how we'll get through this test, but holding on to faith you know best. Nothing can catch you by surprise. You've got this figured out, and you're watching us now. But when it looks as if we can't win, you wrap us in your arms and step in. And everything we need, you supply. You got this in control, and now we know that you made a way.
You made a way. You made a way. Travis Green. Made a way. Yeah. You made a way. I mean, I don't know what else to say after that because I feel like we even started it off with that. Like, no matter what else happens, God is in control. He's got us. He's got us. You know, you just have to. I don't know what else to say, but now you make me want to hear the song.
I want to hear you sing.
Made up.
You be doing me so dirty, man. Come on, bro. You don't never sing for me.
Standing here
Nah, man.
only because you made
What's that, SWV?
a way. You made.
Yo, she never sing. Like, I hear her singing, I have to turn my TV down, and I just sit there for a minute. I be like, man.
As soon as he come in the room, I shut up.
Don't creep up on me like that. You and Zion always sneaking up on me.
Yeah, wouldn't that be whack? You wouldn't like me if I was just all the time in the house singing.
Nah, but not just a little smidgen every pigeon.
You won't ever have. You want me to sing for you?
Tonight. A good song. What you say? Yeah, man, you got a, come on, man, you got a beautiful voice. Man, whatever, let's pray.
I mean, you could end it with a song. I mean, you never do. Everybody is saying, like, sing, 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 sing. You never do. You never do. Not even just a little line. I mean, Jesus, like, God.
I'm here for it. I'm putting it on the spot for y'all. I'm here for it.
Don't.
I'll take this charge.
I don't know how to sing. I feel like I ain't been. I don't know.
Oh, you could do a little bit of it.
What was that? It will never lose its power.
Why you get nervous to sing to me? That's cute though. Y'all see how she turned like to a little baby with your boy. You know what I'm saying? All we need is a swaddling clothes. Manger danger.
It reaches to the highest mountain, and it flows to the lowest valley. Oh yeah, the blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, Mom.
I'm finna start shouting.
Hey, and we'll keep rolling.
It feels so different without Nice, but, you know, I'm glad we did it. D, I'm glad you're here. And I just hope everybody took something from what we said and they can hold on to it for tonight.
That's it.
And I still challenge you, like, to pray tonight around 12, 1 o'clock. Just pray. No matter what happens, just give God what belongs to him. Because we need it. We're going to have to start praying, soldiering up.
Take your heart out of this election and put it in his perfection. Take your heart out of the election. You've already voted or not voted. That part is done. But now we have to put our heart, our mind, our energy, our strength, and our soul into the one that cannot fail us or let us down. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, how great is your name. You are the King of all kings. You are the Lord of all lords. Your righteousness knows no boundaries. Your glory knows no limitations. And your power has no boundaries. You are everlasting. You are all-knowing. You see all. You are omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. You are the great I am. You are all that there was, that there is, and that there will be, that there is to come. You are eternal. You are everlasting. You are a forgiving God. You are gracious. You are a provider. You are a strong tower. You are a rock of defense. You are Jehovah. You are Yahweh. You are our Father. You are a father to the fatherless. You are a shelter to those who are lost. We love you. We thank you. And no matter what level of unrest or confusion or conflict we may experience in this physical form, your spiritual form is always in control. You're just looking for those who will worship you in spirit and in truth. So we pray for any heavy heart, any heavy mind, anybody who is worrying about their job, their health insurance, their safety, their release date. We stand in the gap and we cast it at your feet, Father, into the sea of forgetfulness to where just your glory and your majesty remains. Be that which you are. Be God. And we are just thankful to call you our own and that you call us yours, your inheritance, your peculiar people. And for that, it will always be more than enough. We love you, we thank you, and we are going to chase after you and pursue you with every bit of energy and zeal that we have, for you are worth it, Father. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, y'all made me just feel real churchy. You know, you remember the church ministers using
Love y'all. Salute.